The sound of gunfire broke the night. A white police officer named Ethan Cole stood frozen in the middle of a quiet suburban street, his gun still smoking, the echo of the shot fading into the wind. Across from him, a black man lay on the pavement, clutching his shoulder, blood pooling beneath his fingers. "Drop the weapon," Ethan shouted again, voice trembling. But the man didn't move because there was no weapon, only a walking stick that had fallen beside him, its polished wooden handle glinting under the streetlight. A small crowd began to gather, phones raised. Ethan's breath hitched as the man looked up, pain twisting his face. "You shot me," he said weakly, "after everything I gave to this country." And then his eyes rolled back. The paramedics arrived within minutes. Ethan backed away, his heart pounding in his ears. Every part of his body screamed to run, but his feet felt like concrete. He had followed protocol, or at least he thought he had. It was dark. The call came in about a suspicious man wandering the neighborhood. Ethan had seen the silhouette, the stick that looked like a weapon, and reacted. Now, as the ambulance doors closed, he caught a final glimpse of the man's face, peaceful, despite the blood, older than he first seemed, maybe mid-50s. Later that night, sitting in his patrol car outside the station, Ethan stared at his trembling hands. The memory kept replaying the flicker of the streetlight, the look of betrayal in the man's eyes. He whispered to himself, "What if I got it wrong?" When the report came in, Ethan learned the man's name, Isaac Green. No criminal record. A retired U.S. Army veteran. The words hit him like a punch. A veteran. He couldn't sleep that night. He kept seeing the face of the man he shot, hearing that one line, "After everything I gave to this country." The next morning, Ethan went to the hospital, still in uniform, but stripped of confidence. Reporters were already there. Protesters held signs outside. "Justice for Isaac." And he was unarmed. He slipped inside quietly, head down. When he reached room 214, he froze. Through the glass, Isaac lay in bed, his shoulder wrapped in bandages, his daughter sitting beside him, holding his hand. She couldn't have been older than 25, her eyes tired but burning with anger. Ethan hesitated, then knocked softly. The young woman turned sharply. "You," she said, standing up. "You've got some nerve coming here." "I just wanted to apologize," he said, voice low. "You think sorry fixes a bullet?" She snapped. "You nearly killed him." "For what?" "Because he was walking home in the dark." Isaac stirred slightly at her raised voice. His eyes opened, tired but clear. "Camille," he murmured. "Let him talk." "Dad, it's fine." Ethan stepped closer, unsure of what to say. The silence pressed down on the room. "I made a mistake," Ethan finally said. "A terrible one. I thought." Isaac cut him off gently. "You thought I was a threat." Ethan swallowed hard. "Yes." Isaac nodded slowly, his expression unreadable. "That's what the enemy thought, too. In Afghanistan." Ethan looked up. "You served 22 years, Isaac said quietly. "Lost friends. Lost my leg once, got it patched back on. Came home thinking maybe I'd finally be safe." Camille's eyes glistened. "He used to train new recruits," she said. "You probably learned half your tactics from men like him." Ethan looked down at his hands again. They were shaking. "I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know." Isaac sighed. "That's the thing, son. You didn't want to know." 3 days later, Ethan got a call. It was Isaac. "Officer Cole, meet me at the community center on Maple Street. I think it's time we talk properly." When Ethan arrived, he saw Isaac standing near a wall lined with photos, veterans, young and old, black and white, men and women, all smiling in uniform. Isaac leaned on his walking stick, the same one from that night, the same stick that had nearly cost him his life. He gestured toward the wall. "See these faces? These are my brothers and sisters. Some of them never made it home. We fought for a flag that doesn't always fight for us." Ethan stood beside him quietly, eyes on the photographs. "I don't hate you," Isaac said after a long pause. "But I want you to understand what you took from me that night. You didn't just fire a bullet, you fired a reminder that I'm still seen as an enemy in my own country." Ethan's throat tightened. "I've spent my career trying to protect people, but I never realized how much fear my uniform brings to others." Isaac turned to face him. "Then change that. Don't just protect hundreds. See people before you judge them." He reached into his jacket pocket, had pulled out an old military patch, faded from years of wear. "Take it," he said. Ethan hesitated. "I can't accept that." Isaac smiled faintly. "You already did the moment you showed up. That means you're willing to learn." Weeks passed. Ethan was placed on leave pending investigation, but something in him had changed. Instead of hiding, he started volunteering at the same community center Isaac ran for veterans. He sat with men and women who had seen war, listened to their stories, learned their fears. One afternoon, Camille walked in. She watched silently as Ethan helped an elderly veteran carry supplies to his car. When he turned, she said quietly, "He talks about you, you know. My dad. He said maybe you're proof people can change." Ethan smiled softly. "Your father saved me in more ways than one." Later that day, as the sun dipped behind the city skyline, Isaac approached him with a slow, steady gait. "You know," Isaac said, "I used to believe hate was the only thing that kept us alive out there. But forgiveness, that's what keeps us human." Ethan nodded, voice trembling. "You forgave me when I didn't deserve it." Isaac looked at him, eyes warm. "That's what soldiers do, son. We fight for peace even when it's hard." The two men stood there for a moment, sunlight spilling across the faded photographs on the wall, and for the first time since that night, Ethan felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Hate divides, but understanding heals. True strength isn't in pulling the trigger, it's in learning when not to.